We continue to be in storm mode at 9 a.m. as rain transitions to a wintry mix this morning. We have crews all over Metro. We are bringing you minute-by-minute updates for where you live coming up.
And Ella, the rain already producing a crash in parts of Metro Atlanta. We'll take a closer look at the roads, not only the crash that you see on your screen right now, but also how the road temperatures and some potential ice could impact your travel. Your complete look at the roads is coming up.
Many places in North Georgia are seeing snow right now. Our crews are in the middle of it all for you, helping you prepare.
And the wind, snow, and ice leaving more than 57,000 people without power at this hour. We're tracking outages all morning.
This is CBS 46 News. Wake up Atlanta.
Good morning to you. CBS 46 is in storm mode. A live look right now at the city of Atlanta. Lots of raindrops covering the camera there. It is Sunday morning, January 16th. Thanks for being with us. I'm Megan Packer.
And good morning, I'm Trayson Bragg. Snow is already on the ground in parts of North Georgia, and all of Metro Atlanta is feeling rain and powerful winds. Let's get straight over to meteorologist Ella Dorsey.
Yeah, we got a lot to break down this morning, guys. Here's the good news. Most of Metro just saw lots of rain through the overnight hours. Roadways still okay. Rodney is watching them. He's watching the temperatures. We're bringing you minute-by-minute updates. Here's the bad news. Now that the sun is up, temperatures will drop below freezing. You see all this wintry mix, this cold air to our west, it's going to move in, and we're going to see a transition from rain to freezing rain. Many areas are already seeing that. Cedartown and Polk County, you see this purple? That is a freezing rain, ice that is now falling as far north as Rome and Floyd County as well, parts of Heard County. And then we're seeing a wintry mix, some sleet and some freezing rain in Gainesville, parts of Jackson County, parts of Winder, Oglethorpe County, up I-85. The 985-85 split is where the snow really fell overnight. And parts of Northeast Georgia are already seeing inches of snow on the ground. That is the major concern, is that area from Gwinnett County and Forsyth County up through the mountains. You are under a winter storm warning. That means that significant impacts are possible today. Anywhere from 2 to 8 inches of snow. 8 inches of snow will mostly be the highest elevations, but up to 1/4 of an inch of ice is possible in this area. So slippery roadways are very likely. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Meanwhile, Metro Atlanta and West Georgia, areas in purple, are under a winter weather advisory. That means impacts are slightly lower. We're going to see a mix of snow, freezing rain, and sleet, up to 2 inches of snow, up to 1/10 of an inch of ice, and winds to 35 miles per hour. Power outages are still possible today. So what to expect? We're going to see a change to freezing rain just in the next couple hours, then to sleet, and then eventually to all snow this afternoon. Wind gusts, we've already seen wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. We could see gusts up to 60 miles per hour through the morning. So power outages are likely. The roads are more likely to get icy and more icy as the day goes on. So the road conditions are going to deteriorate through the afternoon. And then tonight, we will drop below freezing. So black ice is possible through the overnight hours. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. This is for Metro Atlanta. Rain until around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. So in the next hour, we're going to see a wintry mix. By noon, snow will take over and continue through the afternoon. Of course, this really depends on where you live. Of more on this coming up in just a bit. First, though, we do need to check in with Rodney.
All right, Ella, we are in Clayton County with a breaking traffic alert. This is I-75 northbound near Forest Parkway. You can see that car ran into the median there. This isn't even winter weather here, Ella. This is just rain in Clayton County. So heads up as you go northbound toward the city of Atlanta. Here's how this looks on the pinpoint traffic map. Despite that crash, you are able to go around it easily, so it's not slowing you down. But a reminder to be careful, even if it's not snowing or sleeting where you are right now. Just the rain alone is obviously going to be dangerous, so keep that in mind. Here's a look at the wind and what the wind can do this morning. Ella has been talking about this. This is a photo from Erin Coker in DeKalb County showing that tree completely uplifted in her backyard there, Erin. So thank you for sending that photo. And again, this is just a reminder of how strong those winds can be throughout the morning. So we urge you to stay off the roads and also be extra careful. We're going to talk more about what you can expect in different parts of Metro Atlanta, county by county, with more weather and traffic coming up in less than 10 minutes.
All right, let's get to breaking news at 9. We're at the scene of a roof collapse in Atlanta that trapped a woman.
CBS 46's Mary Smith is live there with new information about this. Mary, tell us more about what happened.
Yeah, good morning. We're told the woman is okay this morning. She was trapped inside of her home and it looks like a tree snapped in half, presumably from the wind. and fell on the roof of her home. Here's a picture from the inside. We got this from Atlanta Fire Rescue this morning. It shows them taking the dog out of the home. You can see some debris on the ground. Now let's take a look at the roof here. You can see that massive part of the tree on the top of her home. We spoke with the woman here. Again, she is okay, but she's, definitely startled from this incident. She said she had just walked past her front door on the inside of her home when she heard a big crash. And again, this is West Kilgore Avenue, the 400 block in West Atlanta. Again, thankfully, this woman is out safely this morning. We're live this morning. Mary Smith, CBS 46 News.
That is the good news. So many concerns with these big trees. Our storm mode coverage continues right now in Hall County.
CBS 46's Rebecca Schramm is live this morning in Gainesville. Rebecca, what are conditions looking like out there now?
Well, I tell you, Megan and Trayson, it's kind of this sticky, windy mess right now. We've got kind of a mix of snow and rain coming in, and it really just hits you in the face. Not exactly a fun time to be out in the snow because of that, just the temperatures and the wind alone. But look at this car that's just been sitting here. It's I tell you, it's like a frozen ice, not really a powdery snow that we're dealing with here. And as we look at the park benches in the beautiful downtown Gainesville area, not exactly somewhere you'd want to sit and enjoy the snow today. Just kind of a look at all this accumulation though. What's that, a couple of inches by now? And as we know, as the day moves on, we're going to get more snow, more ice, more yuckiness. And one thing I worry about is that this slush that you see right now, we're hovering around freezing right now here in Gainesville, but as the day goes on, it's going to get a little colder, and that means this stuff, you see the slush, is going to freeze. Now, the good news is we've seen the folks from GDOT come through, and the main roads are getting cleared with the plows. But if you're a side street, if you live off of a side street, they don't have time or resources to hit every single road. So this is definitely a day to stay home. There's somebody just kind of looking around to see what downtown Gainesville looks like right now. But if you have the opportunity to stay home, stay warm, please do so. Maybe take a few pictures, come back in and get warm. It's windy, it's yucky. Maybe by the time the wind dies down, it'll be a different story and it might be fun for the kids to get out. But this morning, not so much. We're going to pass it back to you guys.
Yeah, that wind really changes the name of the game when you're out there. Rebecca, thank you. Our live coverage continues right now with CBS 46's Tori Cooper in Buford.
Tori, we saw some slushy roads out there this morning. What are the roads looking like now?
The roads are slushy as well, but the wind almost just blew me over. I don't know if you saw that, but the wind literally just pushed my back towards the camera. It is definitely picking up out here, but this is also a slushy mix that we have out here on the ground here. We're in Buford, in case you were wondering, obviously Gwinnett County, but the cars, it's seeming to freeze on the cars. We're still hovering above freezing, the 33 degrees we just checked, but look at this. This is really hard. Really hard. So that's likely going to be the case. We are going to see things possibly become black ice out here. We did shoot some video from earlier just showing you how much of that snow was really accumulating on the cars in the area. You could see some of the cars were parked and you could see some of the snow accumulating on the handles, on the windows, also just on the ground, some of the trees. But we could see back out here, we can also see some of that ice starting to harden on the trees, and obviously that's what is likely going to cause trees to fall down if they are already leaning in the area. So keep that in mind. If you have neighbors who have trees that have not been cut down, that is what we have been seeing throughout this month. That has become a major issue for residents. I did just check in with Georgia Power to see how many power outages are going on right now in Gwinnett, and it shows that more than 8,000 customers are experiencing outages right now. It does appear that near McConnell Middle School that there may be a stark issue that's impacting around 2,000 customers. Obviously, we're stationed here right now, but we will try to move closer if we do have time and try to figure out where this main issue is impacting customers right now. But overall, the roads are slushy. It's raining out here. The wind is the main concern if you are just out here. But kids were having a good time. They were over there across the street and they were having a snowball fight. But you can see it's a winter wonderland out here. You can see that the rooftops are white. Some of that stuff has been falling down on the ground. But again, this wind is picking up right now. Just look. It's definitely keeping me wavy out here. So it's likely it picks up, it roars, the trees blow. It's certainly taking shape out here in Gwinnett County. I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
All right, thanks so much, Tori. The time now is 9:08. We're staying on top of this winter storm all morning.
Our live team coverage continues right after this. Stay with us.
Welcome back. The time now is 9:11, and you're taking a live look at Lake Lanier. We have some raindrops on the camera as this winter storm continues to move through our area. You're watching Wake Up at Night.
Our team coverage continues right now with meteorologist Alexandra Steele.
She's been out in our Cool Ray road tracker monitoring the roads during this winter storm. Alexandra, where are you now?
Hi, good morning to you guys. Well, we are on Route 441 in Commerce. And, you know, it's been so interesting all morning watching the weather change as the temperatures change. You know, I just stepped outside. This is what the snow looks like. It's a very heavy, packable snow. So it's not that light, fluffy snow. The water content in this is really high. So it is heavy, it is wet, it is slushy. And especially as we head through the afternoon, it is all going to continue to freeze. Right now here in Commerce, I just got out with my anemometer. The winds are sustained at about 21 miles per hour, gusting in the 30s and 40s all morning long. So we really have had a mixed bag. It's a wintry mix, what we've been talking about. Let me show you what the roads look like as we continue here on 441 in Commerce. The roads are okay. There's still some wetness, kind of some liquid water on the side of the road. The temperature, you know, we talk about the temperature being so important, and the temperature has been hovering around 33, 32, 1 degree north or south of that. Important in the column of the atmosphere, and what you get, be it snow, a mix, and what we have and have had for the last few hours is a real wintry mix. We've had rain, we've had freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and there was even some snow flurries mixing in. We're in a bit of a dry slot right now, so just some very light rain coming down. So even that light rain washing away any of the snow we saw. There's certainly been a dusting on the roads, and you can see that, especially on the grassy areas. That's where this heavy wet snow is accumulating. And by the time in places like this where we are in Banks County and north and east on 85, after about 12 or 1 o'clock, we're going to see the temperatures all drop, and we're going to get into a mostly snow event. So that will change. So this is a hybrid event, a very evolving event. And as the temperatures change, and which the direction is going down about an hour each and every day, that will change what we see. Now you can see on to the right, we're passing a car dealership. And on this car dealership, all those cars there is snow covering them. So a dusting of snow already in the offing. We've seen that. Then we had a wintry mix. And now again in a bit of a dry slot, just some light freezing drizzle and light rain coming down now. But the problem is, especially later on today as the temperatures drop, all that liquid on the water, of which you see down the middle of this highway, will all begin to freeze, and ice will certainly on the roads become a big problem. Just a little while ago, about 40 minutes ago, we talked to a Georgia State Patrol officer, and she stopped us to check on us. We were on the side of the road, and she said just north of here, about exit 150 on 85, especially the side roads, with the freezing rain that had been coming down for the last few hours, the salt was not working and not really getting activated, and the roads were really rough. And so she saw a few accidents, cars on the sides of the road. So be mindful if you can sit inside. You know, it really is beautiful, especially later today when the snow comes down. If you could just stay inside, hunker down, allow us to do the dirty work, show you what's happening around the state, and you can just kind of enjoy. Tomorrow morning we'll have sunny skies and 44 degrees, albeit though in the morning black ice will be a problem. So hopefully no school, you don't have to work, and you can enjoy it. But by the afternoon it will be a fait accompli. The sun will melt any snow that we certainly have had today.
And, you know, we have been talking about that. The timing is good, all things considered. It is a Sunday, tomorrow is a holiday,
Yes.
so hopefully so many people are at home, safe and sound, enjoying it from inside. Alexandra, thank you for your coverage. We'll check in a little bit. You know, the wind that we're seeing is a big factor this morning. Dunwoody police shared this picture on social media of a pretty big tree that came down on Chamblee-Dunwoody Road overnight. It has since been cleared, but we have seen other trees down across the area.
And these icy pictures are from Dahlonega. People up there were already seeing some accumulation around 1 this morning.
We're also keeping an eye on power outages for you. Georgia Power currently reporting 882 active outages affecting more than 66,000 customers. So we are seeing their numbers go up over the course of the morning. The state's EMCs are reporting about 30,000 customers without power at last check. So let's get over to meteorologist Ella Dorsey right now for an update on the very latest.
Yeah, it is very windy. See the areas of light kind of yellow and green? That's wind speeds above 20 miles per hour. That includes all of Metro. It looks like areas like Rockdale County, Gwinnett County as well, Newton and Walton County up into the mountains. This is areas where wind speeds are significant enough to cause power outages, and we are under a high wind warning until 2 p.m. today for all of Metro and the mountains. Just for some perspective, guys, we have not seen a high wind warning since 2016. The wind will die down through the afternoon, but we could still see power outages through the entire day today. Let's show you the big picture. This major, it's what's called a mid-latitude cyclone. It's just a big winter system. Low pressure located over Alabama. It will move into Georgia, and behind that low pressure system, very cold air is getting sucked in from the north. So we're going to see a transition from rain to freezing rain to snow. Let's talk about what's going on right now. You see this? Look, Hall County, Gwinnett County, Jackson County, Commerce to Gainesville, down 985 to Sugary Hill and Flowery Branch. You are seeing sleet and freezing rain. We just saw that with Tori. She said the snow is not a beautiful snow. It's a crunchy snow. All right, these areas saw snowfall overnight. That layer of ice is now forming on top of that snow. Closer to Metro, it's just rain. It's been just rain overnight. Alpharetta, Roswell seeing some light showers. Looks like Forsyth County, parts of Duluth, maybe even Norcross could be getting in on some mixed precipitation. Inside of 285, it is just rain. South of the city now, it is just rain. And West Georgia is starting to see a slight wintry mix, but take a look at this. This cold air is working its way in. The wintry mix has really taken over in Alabama. That will move in now that the sun is up. So we're going to see freezing rain really start to take over from the rain just in the next hour or so. That freezing rain will continue until the time you eat lunch. See the cold air making its way in from the west? We'll start to see snow take over after the time you eat lunch. And through the afternoon, we're going to get a couple hours of good snowfall. You see those dark purples from Covington, even south of the city. Look at Griffin. I think all of North Georgia is going to get on some snowfall today, especially later on this afternoon. Once again, though, you need to be careful. If you're going to take the kids out to play in the snow, you want to get out as well. This is going to fall on top of that freezing rain. So there could be a layer of ice underneath the snow that you can't see if the snow starts to accumulate. So really, please be careful when you're walking around in this afternoon. The snow will continue. It will start to taper after sunset, and snow showers will actually continue for the mountains until the early hours tomorrow morning. So hour by hour. Rain and wind this morning, that wintry mix around noon. Snow takes over through the afternoon, and then we dry out this evening. I know everyone wants to know how much snow for me. Let's check in on these totals, and these are updating as the model data continues to come in. We continue to get new data in. It looks like areas south of the city, McDonough, Fayetteville, Fairburn, you get 1 to 2 inches. Even Griffin could get a light dusting of snow. I heard someone call, one of my Twitter followers called Noonan in Coweta County just like a no snow zone. The snow just never makes it down there. Look at that. Almost an inch. Even LaGrange picking up some. Carrollton, 2.5 inches, 1.5 inches in Douglasville. Canton now up to 4.5 inches. Cherokee County and North Fulton County coming up into Dawsonville. Anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow is likely. As far as Cobb County goes, 1 to 2 inches. Cartersville, 2.5 inches of snow. And the further up you go, the higher the snow totals get. Blairsville, 4 inches. Blue Ridge, 4 inches. Ellijay, 4 inches. All of Gilmer County, such as could even get it half a foot of snowfall. As far as East Metro goes, your snow totals will be slightly lower, anywhere from a dusting along I-20 up to 2 inches in Winder and Athens. Here's the thing, we're not worried about the snow, we're not worried about the rain, we're worried about that mixed precipitation. And just a few degrees can make a major difference in what type of precipitation we get. It's why it's so hard to predict how much snow, how much ice here in Georgia. Let me break it down for you. From the surface to the cloud, if that whole entire column of air is warmer than 32 degrees, precipitation will fall as rain. In the north, a lot of these northern areas, it's really easy to predict the snow because it's always colder than 32 degrees, the whole column of the atmosphere, so it all falls as snow. But here in Georgia, we get freezing rain and sleet because if just a small column of that air is less than 32 degrees by the surface, you can get rain that then freezes. And if that column of air is a little bit thicker, then you can get sleet. And a lot of times we get that mixture of warm and cold air. We're hovering right around 32, 33, 34 degrees. That little temperature difference can make a huge impact in what type of snow and sleet and precipitation we get. So black ice with the freezing rain and the sleet that we get today will be a high possibility, and especially tonight as we see a flash freeze. If you do have to drive, which I highly recommend staying off the roads from right now until tomorrow in the late morning or early afternoon. But if you do have to drive and you intercept black ice, do not press the brake, guys. You want to keep your hand on the steering wheel, keep the steering wheel straight, and take your foot off the accelerator. Do not press the brake. Let the car come to a stop on its own. That's the best way to not get a spin out from black ice. Let's talk about what's going to happen after today. Should we? Well, it's going to get really cold. I want to show you this just to give you some perspective. As models continue to update, they're bringing less and less ice totals through. So a significant ice event, not likely. But from Forsyth County and Gwinnett County over through East Georgia, we could see about 1/10 of an inch of ice, and that could really cause slick roadways, especially in the secondary roads. Now tonight, by 9 p.m., that area I just showed you with the ice will be below freezing. See the areas in pink? That's sub-freezing temperatures. And through the overnight hours, temperatures are going to fall below freezing. Any standing water, any snow will have a hard freeze overnight. So we're going to see the high potential for black ice, even if you don't see high ice accumulation today. And we really don't climb above freezing until noon tomorrow. Look at Blairsville in the mountains, still below freezing at noon tomorrow. Even though we'll see temperatures above freezing, we're not going to get much sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be a very cold day. So the potential for black ice will still be in effect through the overnight hours. Looking ahead, what to expect for the rest of the month? Well, it looks like the eastern United States is going to stay very cold through late January. Climate Prediction Center says we're going to see well below average temperatures. What does that mean? Multiple nights in the 20s with highs in the 40s through the rest of the month. It looks like our next big system arrives on Wednesday, and then thereafter it gets really cold through the end of January. And in fact, on Friday, we could even see another winter weather system. It's something that we'll be watching closely. Rodney, we are in a very cold pattern, right?
We are indeed. And Ella, we have some brand new pictures into the Weather Center. This is from Tracy in Roswell. These are not good pictures. So you can see that tree has come down on a structure there in Roswell. And as Ella has explained, the wind is just as big a deal as the winter weather. The reason why the wind is so strong is because the center of low pressure that's responsible for all of this winter weather. It's actually moving right over Georgia, so normally those lows are north of us this time of the year, but because that low is tracking right over the state, that low is bringing a very strong wind. Doesn't even have to rain. That's really important for you to get this strong wind, which at times can gust to severe thunderstorm level, tropical storm level, and this is an example of that, of what that can do, bringing down trees. Also reports so far this morning of some power lines coming down. Again, this particular picture is from Tracy and Roswell, so thank you for sending that. Ella, this is a much better picture from Sue and Hiawassee. Check out the mountains there in the distance with that snow on the porch. So that's what they're doing right now up in the northeast Georgia mountains. You can send your pictures to us. You can tweet them to us. You can send them to news@cbs46.com, and we'll make sure and get those on television. So I want to break down what you can expect county by county here throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. Northeast Georgia, that's where the worst will be, which is essentially what's already happening. So for those of you in Gwinnett County, extending back into portions of Hall County, going back toward Dahlonega, going up toward Blairsville, Ellijay and Gilmore County, Rabun County, up in Helen, White County, this is the worst zone. You're under that winter storm warning. You're also under the high wind warning, the worst of the activity. You'll continue to see a mix of rain and sleet and freezing rain, as Ella mentioned this morning, and then later on this afternoon that transitions over to scattered snow. As you go into northwest Georgia, it's actually the same story. For those of you in northwest Georgia, you're going to continue to see a mix this morning, and that will also transition to scattered snow this afternoon. The real difference here will be south of I-20, where it's a little bit warmer. So right now, it's just rain south of I-20. But even later on today, as the cold front itself, the main cold front starts to move in, you, as Ella mentioned, will start to see some scattered snow this afternoon. So we'll continue to keep you up to date county by county on what's happening. But again, right now for Metro Atlanta, Gwinnett County, Hall County, that's what we're looking at, where we're seeing snow on the ground, and also where you could see some travel hazards coming up in less than 10 minutes. We're going to talk about those road temperatures and give you an update on where they are, because the road temperatures will actually determine where ice could develop in real time. Here's a live look at Atlanta Airport right now. So far, we're still looking at about 200 flight cancellations out of Hartsfield-Jackson because of the weather. So again, a heads up if you do have to fly out from Atlanta Airport today. We'll keep you up to date on those airport delays as well, and we'll have more weather and traffic coming up for you soon.
Breaking news, the winter storm causing some problems out there. We're at the scene of a roof collapse in Atlanta that trapped a woman.
CBS 46's Mary Smith is live there with new information to tell us more about what happened. Mary.
Yeah, the scene is all cleared now. We're told that the woman inside, she is okay. She was trapped for a little while until firefighters came in and rescued her. This is a picture of the inside of the home. She was trapped with her dog. It's a firefighter holding her dog. You can see some of the debris on the ground here. And take a look at her roof here. It's part of a tree that snapped here and fell on her roof. There's been a lot of wind here today. The woman says that she heard a big boom right after she passed her front door. And, you know, she was understandably very shaken about this. This was earlier this morning, and again, she is okay. She's safely at a neighbor's house now. She was trapped inside for a little while. Police did have part of this street here. This is the 400 block of Kildare Avenue. It was closed off as they did clear this scene, but again, she is okay. We're live this morning in West Atlanta. Mary Smith, CBS 46 News.
That is the good news. Mary, thank you. Our team coverage continues now with CBS 46's Tori Cooper live in Buford.
Tori, you've been watching the conditions change out there all morning long. What are you seeing out there now?
Yeah, it's a little different than it was just about 30 minutes ago when we checked in with you guys. Temperatures have definitely dipped. It's really starting to feel freezing out here. I just checked. It's 32 degrees, and now it does feel like this is a little bit harder than when I was stepping on it earlier. It's not as slushy as it was before. It's starting to feel like it's starting to get a little bit more crunchy. But I want to show you the wind. You can't really see it on my face, but look at these awnings over here. You can kind of see that ripple. It starts to pick up a little bit. And then you can also see the rooftops over here. They're covered with snow. Some of that has been starting to fall down on the ground over here. And this tree right here has also started to get really icy. Parts of it have been breaking off. Can't really see it, but they have been hitting our car, and that's likely going to be the issue for trees that have been leaning in the area for residents. I do want to show you this car right here. You can see some of the ice on it. It's really hard. Now, throughout the morning, I've been able to push this. Now I can't even push this. So it's starting to really solidify out here on cars and on the roadways. I want to get to some video that we shot earlier just to show you this winter wonderland that we were seeing out here at around 5 a.m. We shot some cars at a car dealership. We also just got some video of some cars in the parking lot showing the dust accumulation on the ground and as well on the windows of the cars and obviously the door handles. I did just check in with Georgia Power. There are more than 8,000 customers impacted by power outages right now. Also, what's unique, we haven't seen any plows come down this roadway here on Main Street. We've been out here since 5 a.m. Not one plow has come down this roadway. I imagine they're probably busy on the highways, but keep that in mind. The smaller roadways throughout the community, those are going to be the ones that are going to be very slick. I have had an opportunity to drive in snow when I was living in Colorado, but this, when it's ice, it's a lot different. You really have to take it slow. Don't take any fast movements. And again, let your car just come to a stop if you can. I do want to show you this. A very cute viewer came up to me, gave me some hot cocoa. We were sitting in the car. They saw us on the news, even made some whipped cream. Jeff, just want to say thank you for the hot cocoa. We really appreciate it out here. I figured I'd share that one with you. Anyway, we'll have some more updates with you. We're going to check in with Georgia Power as well as some crews if we can and find out what's going on out here. Reporting live in Gwinnett, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
Hot chocolate sounds pretty perfect right now. Our storm